Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
Hey, away we go. Welcome to show number 2758. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and my cock, Montgomery. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the random question is back. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: appreciation and annoyances. The return of Ask the Men's Room. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fundable listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, drinking the dog.
All right, here we go. Major beverage news as Keurig buys Dr. Pepper, which begs the question, so now can I make a Dr. Pepper at home?
Would you visit a Dr. Keurig? I would not.
Tide Pod Maker says, don't blame us if your kid has a big mouth full of foam. Man needs kidney t-shirt actually works as man in line for 4 days at Disney sees 2 pass on. Elon Musk looking at making $500 flamethrower so pesky bee's nest will be gone. And a 14-year-old high five leads to felony charges. That's all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, we have said this before, and I'm sure that we will say it again. If you are a police officer, you are an idiot. Now, before you get all upset, I want you to consider our point of view. Because nobody, and this is what we say, nobody wants to deal with naked people. Liars, dummies, or naked lying dummies. Nobody wants to deal with the sweat, the drugs, the booze, the fights. We go to Queens, New York. Cops had to deal with, of course, a naked guy, in this case, high on methamphetamine, who was having sex in his car. We'll share more of the story, but long story short, the guy, quote-unquote, explained to the cops that drugs and alcohol make you more awake. So I'm just saying, if I'm a cop, I'm already annoyed because you're naked, and I just hate dealing with naked people that I'm not having sex with. I think that's a fair statement. And then you tell me some crap like that, we move on. We go to North Dakota. Police there, they pulled over a driver for going too slow. That's already annoying. You don't even get the adrenaline of driving fast to pull something. You're driving so slow, I'm pulling your ass over. And when you know it, the dummy that's driving that slow also has 500 pounds of weed in her car. Again, if I'm a cop, I almost cussed. I'm just freaking insulted. And it's ridiculous that as a criminal, maybe you should try harder. Now, on the other hand, sometimes there are those network television cop drama moments, like the cops in Phoenix who arrested a man after finding a human head in a bucket. Now, that's when you're earning your cash. Again, we'll share the rest of the story later, but fine police work there. They said, you know what, man, we're going to place you under arrest. So that's kind of the movie stuff, kind of like the movie Seven, but there it is. All that said, still wouldn't want to be a cop. There's just too many stories. And no matter what story you tell, if you're a cop, people are going to ask you, why? Well, it's not much different for us today. Many stories that we saw that we would like to ask you in the form of our random question. You call us, we will ask you a question at complete random. And after you share your story, we'll share the story with you that inspired said question.
Be part of the big show on the random question. Call 844-999-HOLA. You can like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All the fellows, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2758. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. As once again, Your guess is as good as mine. The categories we have are appreciation and annoyances. Unfortunately, both of these categories fall under the relationship aspects of things.
I don't care who you are or who you ask. I think everyone has a better chance of saying 10 annoyances than 10 appreciation.
Well, it depends on how many you want to get right.
No. Because all the appreciate, listen, if you send an angry text, you will list your grievances, right? And you'll stop at 10 maybe because your thumb's getting tired. Even if you go to the Hallmark store and find the sweetest card that you can get for the person you love, they still only list like 3 things.
Well, most of
you know what I mean? Like, even the people that write sweet things on your behalf so you don't have to take the time to say them, which is what a card is, right? If it's written in cursive, you know they probably don't mean it. That kind of thing.
Even more so
right?
than that.
But they only come up with 3 things.
If you go out and you have a great time, you're probably not going to write a positive review on the place. However, if they don't come over and, they forget half your order or all that stuff, you're more inclined to go in there and be negative than you are to go in there and
that's what I'm saying.
give a compliment.
In a relationship, the people at Hallmark can't think of 10 great things. They don't even know the person you're with, right? They're not even judgmental or biased. They can't come up with 10 nice things to say about the person you love.
It's going to be kind of a challenge today, but some interesting categories on Your Guess is as good as mine. Also, ask some Inzrum. Yeah, we'll drink a toast. Profile that's coming up, and today is the day we do our random question. Question 844-999-OLA.
Random.
Hello, Corey. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
How are you, Corey?
Doing pretty well. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you. All right, Corey. Let's go with this one. You've heard of the saying, close but no cigar?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand what that means? So when were you really close, but you just, it didn't pull it off? No winning to you. When were you this close? Might have been for a job. Might have been with a
lady of the evening.
A lady, yeah. Could have been you lost the Little League title.
Running to the bathroom.
Ooh. I got to say it was probably playing soccer in high school.
Okay. Were you good?
There was a couple years we were in the playoffs and in the championship games, but we never quite won it all.
Did you lose to different teams each time you made it to the championship?
There was one team that I think we lost to twice, and then another team once.
All right, let me ask you a question. How much time did you put in to get to that point? In other words, how many leagues had you played on growing up? How long had you played soccer? I'm assuming that if you play high school soccer, that's a pretty high level of, of being, of skill. So.
Yeah, I probably picked it up around early middle school.
Okay, and you spent a lot of time.
I only ever played for school teams. Nothing too serious.
All right, but you still made it to the state finals or whatever, the regional finals or whatever.
Yeah, don't try to make him feel better. He already knows it sucks. That's why he brought it up, Miles.
Yeah, but normally if you're playing high school level athletic, it's tough to get to that point. It's tough to get to the states or the playoffs or whatever. So if you lose, it just makes it worse. Well, that's all I'm trying to say.
The one team we seemed to lose to the most, like they actually recruited and had, they actually had like a recruiting program, so they were just good because they had more resources.
Sounds very familiar. Still got to play the games.
Still got to play the games. I will say this, man. My son's 5 years old,
recruits,
and he enjoys playing soccer. So wherever it is that he plays soccer, they have the older kids league. All right. So now he at 5 was playing with these 8-year-olds. So last week he is freaking out about this, like he's almost melting down at home, like. Dude, you're going to be fine. Didn't know if he'd be fine. Whatever. He survived. So this week he plays against them. Same thing. On the way there, he's like, man, there's a lot of guys that are better than me. Like, well, they're 3 years older than you, man. They're 8 years old. I get it. Maybe you can learn. Blah, 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 blah. He put a goal in.
Nice.
Yeah, he got a goal on the right.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. So afterwards, I'm trying not to be as fired up as I actually am. So I just said, look, man, I don't care if they're 8. What? They got nothing on you, man. You just punked their ass. Then I was like, maybe you should relax a little.
Well, the reason we asked when were you close but no cigar? This is a great story. Not really a great story. This is interesting. January 4th, Donald Savastano, he won the New York State Lottery scratch-off $1 million play. He was playing the Merry Millionaire scratch-off ticket. He hit the jackpot.
All right.
So Savastano said it was a $10 ticket. He bought it on a whim. He normally doesn't play the lottery. And he decided to claim the lump sum payment of $661,800, which is pretty good after taxes, all things considered. He said, being a self-employed carpenter, I really didn't have a plan for retirement, and the money is going to help pay for that. And I don't really have any extravagant plans. I want to buy a new truck. I want to pay off some debt, invest in the future, maybe go on a vacation. Well, 3 weeks later, on January 26th, he died suddenly of recently diagnosed stage 4 cancer. An obituary published by the funeral home said he loved carpentry and learned it from his father.
Did you open this with, this is a great story?
No, it's not a great story. It's a
but that's
story.
the first thing you said.
No, it's a great story.
You
He won the
said,
lottery.
This is a great story.
Because he won the lottery.
Well,
But he never got to see the money.
No, he didn't, because he found out he had stage 4 cancer shortly thereafter, died 3 weeks later, right after the scratch off.
Did he get any of the money?
No, he got the money, and he had 3 weeks. He didn't know he was going to die.
So wait, how long did he have between the time he got the money and found out that it's lights out?
3 weeks.
That's it.
No, yes. He didn't even find out. He got the money.
Right.
And then a week after that, he found out he had cancer. Then 2 weeks later, he died. Oh, yeah.
So he still had 2 weeks to spend some of the money.
Yeah, but it's a different 2 weeks,
Right,
man.
yeah. I mean,
look, I hear you. I'm just
who
saying.
cries on a ride at Disney World? You know, like everyone.
Right. Right, it's different, man.
It's not the same.
I'm still spending some of it.
I mean, what if they said you get front row to every ride? It still wouldn't matter. Like, this is my last time on St. Jesus Christ. This is the last pitch. I mean, like, everything's the last thing you're ever going to do. Like, I'll never masturbate in Epcot again.
When you're crying and masturbating, it's not good.
No, it's
that is not a good thing. Wow, man, that's
heavy.
Now, let me ask you this, though, because when he thought he was going to live, he was going to be very frugal with his money.
He was going to buy a car. He was going to buy a new truck. He was going to invest in his retirement.
Now it's a week later. All right, it's a week later. I have stage 4 cancer. I have 2 weeks left. I'm not being frugal anymore. Like, obviously, this guy had his head on right? He had a decent plan. I think that went out the window.
Terrible story.
That went out the window.
That's just a terrible story.
But you open with, this is a great story.
No, because he hit the lottery. Initially, it's a great story. The guy hits the lottery. He wins $1 million.
What, did you, like, see that, then forgot where it went?
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Right.
My bad, the other way.
Random.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
That was a great story.
Oh, yes, it was. All right, Aaron, let's go with this one. Who got busted, and what were they busted doing, and how did they get busted?
Oh, that's a good one. When I was in high school, some friends of mine, me and two of my buddies, decided to go out in my friend's car, so his mom's car, and none of us were old enough. So he took his mom's car without asking, and we went to the old middle school. And it wasn't like we really broke in, because the windows were broken, so we literally reached in and unlocked the window and lifted it up.
Yeah, but see, they still call it a break-in.
It's not a break-in.
They don't mean it like literally.
The door was unlocked. I turned the handle. It opened. I walked in and stole the stereo.
I broke into nothing.
Right.
Right.
Listen to you. It's not like we really broke it. You broke in.
It was a convertible. I climbed in the top.
Well, so this school had been closed for years, and we went in there, and I stood on the outside. My two buddies went in, and they were handing me things like napkins and toilet paper and stuff. And we decided to go. Oh yeah, we decided to go wrap our band teacher's house, and so we did that. And long story short, they got caught, and we all got caught. And they came to school and took my two friends. And they got in trouble because they went inside. And when they asked them about me, they said, no, he stood outside. He loaded up the car, but he never went in. So they both got busted and put on probation for a couple of years. And I pretty much got off scot-free.
Listen, man, I don't care if it's Ocean's 27. Being the lookout man's the best gig.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of failed at that, though, too, because I was in the car while they were toilet paper and everything, and they ran by the car and knocked on the hood for me to drive down the street and get them, and I jumped out and ran, too.
Jeez.
Okay.
Jeez. You are the worst, man.
Yeah, well, if you had checked with me 5 years later, I would have done it right, but then I was pretty much a big chicken in life.
Okay.
All right, as long as you know how to commit a crime now.
The reason we asked who got busted doing what and how. Nicole Collins was placed on immediate temporary suspension in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and was disciplined by the board of the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania in the legal wise after facing charges of allegedly stealing from the law firm who employed her, then breaking into the firm, stealing employees' credit cards, and vandalizing the building and equipment. They are still running DNA to try to find out what the
getting it all in.
What the sticky stuff was that they found spread throughout the office.
See, if it's a guy, you have an immediate assumption.
Police received notice that an employee of the law firm had been stealing from its cost account. And then finally, one of the lawyers contacted police saying the files from his office were missing, including the file he put together on her, the attorney who he thought was stealing, and her criminal acts. Additionally, computer equipment was doused with an unknown sticky substance that made items unusual. What was the final straw? While investigating, police found that the law firm's receptionist email account received an email on December 27th at 10 o'clock in the evening with a notification that a purchase for a $250 Seducer luxury rabbit vibrator and other sex toys were purchased with the stolen credit cards.
Damn.
The victim then contacted her bank to alert them of the stolen credit cards, thus leading to one Nicole Collins, a $250 Seducer luxury rabbit vibrator.
Hold on, I got to Google that.
It's a $250 unit. So this is not cheap.
Google. All right. Hang on, what's the name of it again?
It is the Seducer. Luxury. Of course it's luxury.
Hold on, let me make sure it doesn't already pop. Okay, it doesn't already
Rabbit.
pop up. Rabbit.
And that's a good brand.
Luxury or Seducer?
Rabbit.
Okay, Rabbit.
Seducer luxury rabbit vibrator?
That's correct, yes, exactly. This is a $250 unit, purchased at 10 o'clock on a Friday evening.
I'll just click on shopping. I've seen that.
Okay.
Oh, that's why they call it the rabbit.
Oh.
See there? She had little bunny ears for the other place.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's $250.
Well, as low as $65, as low as $50. But wait, this is not.
Oh well, maybe there was more than
what?
Just that bought. Then. Okay,
Yeah,
possibly.
because I'm looking at
other
it now.
items as well.
Ladies, listen, the Seducer luxury rabbit vibrator. It is not $250. It actually sells for $64.99.
Okay,
so she obviously took other stuff.
Shoo,
okay.
Say that's expensive.
Random.
You're welcome, Amazon.
Random.
Well, how much are
I got Prime.
normal toys?
How much are?
Like normal toys. Like if that's like a luxury one,
Right.
It's 200 something. Like I'm wondering, like how much?
I'd rather buy quality though. You know what I mean? Like I'd want it to last. If I
You know
like
what?
it.
I don't know. Wow, there's some up to $190.
Yeah, see, you can't buy one that expensive.
That's another luxury. That's another luxury one from. I don't know, man. I don't know what the average cost. I would guess what, $20 maybe. I mean, basically, it's an electric toothbrush shaped like a penis, right? I don't know. Hello, Xander. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, Xander. Let's go with this one. Xander, who ruined the party? Who ruined the fun plans, the good time?
Oh, who ruined the party? Who ruined the fun plans? Shoot. That usually comes...
Surely you have one friend that you sometimes wonder if you should invite to the festivities, knowing what probably will happen.
Either they show up dramatic, they show up just depressing, or, if they have too many drinks, then it's going to go south.
It's going to go downhill quickly.
Well, let's see. I think that would have to be... Okay, so the house that I live at right now is a party house. It hasn't been as much of a party house since I moved in. Not for my fault, just because we just haven't had as much. I'm not the person who ruined the party, though. It was somebody else who was invited by one of my friends who came over to the house and, apparently he was not very good at holding his liquor. And you know what happens when people don't hold their liquor? They spew.
It depends where they spew.
And of all the places that they spew, this person decided that in the shoes, where everybody had all their shoes, all piled up and everything, all over the shoes.
That's not good.
Now, their defense, I don't think they decided that.
It just kind of happened. Normally when you have that moment, it's like, and it's just gone. Like you can't.
Those are the worst.
You can't control it.
And it's not going to make him feel any better, but it just happens with younger ages.
It does.
It does.
Like, I feel like I know people that puke now as adults, but generally they'll be like, holy cow, I think I'm going to get sick.
I got to puke.
Or something. Right?
Get this
at
out
what
of me.
age do the mouth sweats happen? Because you're right. I feel like in my younger 20s, no such thing as mouth sweats. You had 1/2 of 1 second to realize you were going to puke and turn your head to, I guess, affect the least amount of things.
I mean, is it just tolerance, or do you just drink less or differently?
I think you just drink less.
Right.
Yeah.
We had one person, man, and I won't say her name, but basically.
Well, we know it's a she.
Yeah, somebody was just.
And only Robin's on this show.
Someone was just basically assigned to make sure that she just didn't rob us blind. Because she'd be like, oh, I like this CD in the purse. You know, like she was that
What,
person.
if she went to your house?
Oh, yeah. So, like, the whole idea was like...
Was she like a druggie?
It wasn't the fact that... No, she was a kleptomaniac.
How would... But, I mean, she would...
She saw something, she wanted to take it. No, oh, well...
That's my guess.
No,
Not her?
No, that was before that time. I don't think so. But, yeah, we just couldn't have her, like, all the time. Like, you go over...
Because she would steal?
Right.
Was this the case with everyone? Like, if you said, hey...
anywhere she went. I mean,
so was everyone aware, like, hey...
She's a kleptomaniac.
So, did anyone...
Is my buddy's sister.
Did anyone confront her, or was it just accepted?
The cops. Everybody did. Oh, yeah. She got in trouble for stealing from stores. She basically, anywhere she went was an opportunity for her to steal something.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just her thing.
Was she good looking?
Yes.
All right.
That was part of the problem.
I was going to say, there had to be
You wanted to come over.
Right, you wanted to go to the party. I mean, she was a good time, but she'd rob you blind. You know what I mean? I guess that's a trade-off.
You know that you're hot if in spite of the fact that you steal from someone, they keep inviting you
exactly.
over.
Like, yeah. And she, you know, like, I was like, come on, man, it's my sister. Like, yeah, but she's a freaking klepto.
But how do you defend that?
Oh, man. The reason we asked who ruined the Fun Times party, believe it or not, according to behavioral psychologists, when you make plans for your weekend, even fun plans, that is going to actually ruin the weekend. Why? It's because once you schedule something, it makes it feel more like work, and you start worrying about where you have to be. It affects your ability to be flexible, to do other things, and then it stops feeling like fun and starts feeling more like an obligation. So they say, how do you stop that from happening? Don't schedule things for a specific time. Let's just say, hey, man, let's just hook up Saturday afternoon instead of, I'll meet you there at 2 o'clock.
Right.
And that way there's a little bit more flexibility to it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I make plans all the time with people. Like,
you're single. It's a huge difference.
And if I don't make a plan, I ain't showing up.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's my issue, right? Like, I need to have a time to come meet you.
Here's the difference. If you're not single, people make plans for you.
Oh, that sucks.
Right.
Oh, man.
That's what, I don't feel like it's work if I said I will meet you at 2 because I want to watch football. Like, cool. That's not. It's when other people make plans for you. That's when it feels like an obligation, because it is.
Random question, 844-999. Hola, more of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Relationships category, either on the appreciation side or the annoyance side. Coming up with your guess is as good as mine. It is our random question, 844-999. Hold on.
Random.
Hello, Thomas. Welcome to the Men's Room. Hola.
Thomas, what's happening, man?
Just got done with decompression therapy.
You're getting what kind of therapy?
Decompression therapy.
What exactly is decompression therapy?
So it actually came about from astronauts when they went up to space. They found out that their necks and their backs felt a whole lot better when they came back from the lack of gravity on them. So they have a machine that simulates that.
Okay. And
So
what does it do for you?
Cervical fusion and buying my doctor a new boat, I did this.
Okay.
Why? Why are you doing it?
I had severe pain in my right arm and shoulder and weakness in my arm, and they wanted to do surgery.
So why didn't you just become an astronaut instead of wasting your insurance on this?
Well, I don't know. I smoked too much pot probably to be an astronaut.
Okay.
So you've already been in space, in other words.
That's the only reason he's not an astronaut, by the way, is all the weed.
Let me ask you this one, since it seems like that this might be a good one for you. What was your big medical mishap?
Big medical mishap?
Yeah, have you ever had a problem physically, or you ever gone someplace and maybe been misdiagnosed?
I was kind of out on a date with a chick at Dick's, and I got out of the car and I dropped my keys, and I reached over to get my keys, and I heard a giant pop and was like, oh my God, I just went from 28 to 82. It was very horrible, and I had to go take her home.
What'd you do?
I have no idea. Something popped in my back, and
okay, all right.
I had no mobility at that point.
You went to Dick's Burgers on a date, dropped your keys, and threw your back out before you even got food, man.
Yep.
Did you get food?
I made her go buy the food.
Okay.
So what did you do? You were sit in the car in pain, or what? Like, how does the rest of this date go? Because basically, was this a first date?
Yeah, and there wasn't a second after this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking if it was first. Because whatever date that was, there was no date that followed that one up.
No.
Okay. All right. The reason I asked there, what was your medical mishap? This is a doozy. A man reportedly died after he was sucked into a magnetic resonance imaging machine in India. The family claims that a member of the staff at the hospital in Mumbai told him that the machine was switched off before he walked into the room containing the machine, carrying a metal oxygen tank.
Oh, no.
However, on entry, the 32-year-old was sucked toward it by the MRI's huge magnetic force, which left him no time to loosen his grip on the tank. His hand was trapped by the cylinder, which burst, triggering a massive oxygen leak. Although hospital staff managed to pull his body out of the machine and rush him to an emergency ward, he died within 10 minutes.
Damn.
He died of a collapsed lung.
I did not realize that could happen, man. I don't know if the MRIs were that powerful. That thing's on, and you walk in with something metal, that bitch sucks you in it.
Have you ever had an MRI?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're in it, you don't know. I mean, you're just kind of...
It still is annoying as hell. I mean, even if it didn't suck you and die, I mean, you're just trying to lay there
just
still.
Just try to stay still. Wait, just try to relax. Like, I'm in a metal tube that's growling at me.
And they ask you, like, before you go in, like, what kind of music do you want to hear? Like, oh, I like rock. And all of a sudden, in the middle of, here, and the cats in the cradle. You're like, this is not rock. What is your... And that's all I could think of was I laying down there like, what is this guy's version of rock? This is annoying me.
You told me the same thing.
Yeah, it's
you told me the same thing. I got an MRI maybe 3 years after you told me that. So I figured, all right, I'm not going to say rock because that's a wide thing. So I said classic rock because most people, like Zeppelin, the Stones.
Something.
Journey.
No.
Yeah.
It was like Elvis, the Beach Boys. And now I'm in here and I'm thinking, God damn it, Miles is right.
This is oldies.
This is horrible.
Like, that's one thing they need in the MRI. They need somebody from radio to go in there and go like. You're doing everything right on this whole medical thing.
Except,
but your musical categories are way, way, way off.
They're not accurate, man.
They're not accurate.
I
think this is a psychological torture thing you're doing to people on purpose.
I want the explicit version.
Exactly. Right. Not the bleeped out stuff. Random question, 844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio.